Where we left off last time, our heroes were pelting through a Pelican dropship towards a Kigyar raider that had been making to land on Balajo and abscond with a illicit cargo of drug infusions and captured Ungoi. Our team, Dipyap, QN Rakam, Morrigan and Lily, and ODST Lieutenant Harlow, had piled into the back of a Pelican after having made an uneasy friendship, trialing the other's small arms. Lily and Morrigan, you look at the two aliens. You are, of most of the humans embarked on SPMTF Balajo, you have interacted the most with aliens. However, you have been decidedly on, violent terms. Haven't really had many conversations in your career as Gamma Company headhunters. Morrigan, you've been with these aliens for about 10 minutes now. You got to them a little later than the ODSTs and the Marines have. But Lily and Morrigan, what is your assessment as you sort of assess each other's spy armor and check small arms? You surely have gotten sort of a vibe check on QN and Dipyap. What's the vibe?
Magda Gorbel made a great strudel. Morgan
Tippy
is. Sorry.
Tippy annoys me. The elite is certainly an elite, and God, I want to beat Dipyap.
Uh, Dipyap, despite everything, you've actually got, as an Ungoi within the Covenant. Oh, wait. Pancake's not fucking here. QN. You, as sort of you're a social climber of an elite. All elites sort of are fundamentally trying to climb through the ladder between hoping to get a shipmaster. The shipmaster's posting, command, glory, and honor. But your world has been turned upside down lately, and you're working alongside two, well, three humans, two demons, no less. You sort of look across you in the Pelican dropship, and you notice, well, they're wearing spy helmets, which is this. I'm going to post a graphical aid here. This perfectly smooth, featureless helmet that does not have like any kind of. There's no emotional keys for you to root off of. You might as well be staring at two statues. But you've had a decent amount of time with Spencer, who's Lieutenant Spencer, who's also in the room. So, what are you thinking?
Uh,
As sort of you look across these three completely featureless faceplates. Lieutenant Spencer is in a ODST getup.
I I'm assuming any of the ones that are looking at him, he's kind of just staring back at them. Um, it would probably be a little like for the if he was because some elite helmets are fully enclosed, so it's not
Yeah,
as
yours happens to be.
unusual.
Yeah.
But compared to like the other Marines in the dropship, which I'm assuming they probably have open faced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's like unpolarized, so
Yeah, yeah.
you can see their faces.
He's definitely keeping an eye on the Spartans more. Because like you said, these are the legendary demons the Covenant speak about. It's not going to be so easy to trust them.
Spencer. As the sole human officer in the room, you notice this growing tension. Are you going to make any sort of move to, keep the team from killing each other the moment that the energy swords come out?
You see, here's the problem. Spencer also wants to kill them. It doesn't help.
Lily's helmet kind of glances over at the elite as if sensing his eyes staring them down.
In fact,
Over
Spencer's
the
probably also staring at the elite, definitely thinking about, I could shoot him right here.
radio crackles, and you hear Major Litvak's voice come over the radio, and she says, "All right, Marines, it's time to remember. We are here to kill Tigjar, jackals, save Angoy, grunts. I know you're working against the muscle memory here, but every grunt is off limits. Tigjar are free fire." She waits
Spencer
for
just
your
looks back.
acknowledgments.
Acknowledged.
As the
Acknowledged.
Lieutenant, you look around the other ODSTs, and they're just sort of like doing the like shrugging at each other, like, how on earth are we gonna do this? But eventually, um, you come against the Pelican pilots. They start talking about how they're coming up on the ship. They've got T-minus 5 minutes until they're gonna burn and make the docking, and then complete the visit, board, search, and seizure. You know, technically speaking, there's a whole bunch of interplanetary law that's being written today. In many ways, the way the next hour, 2 hours go are going to define quite a lot of how interspecies relationships for the next several years are going to go. This burden is not lost on you, Spencer, nor is it lost on you, QN. It has, or certainly not lost on DipYap. However, Lily and Morrigan, I think you are locked into killing mode right now as the battle drugs start to fill your system, sharpening your wits, flattening your pain responses, keeping you this perfect blend of calm, rational, and exceptionally ferocious. Coiled mousetraps about to spring upon command. QN, Rakam. Have you ever seen a demon before?
Maybe once before.
When?
Me trying to think of a random planet's name.
Well, that's the thing, as an elite, you wouldn't even probably know the name
Oh
of
yeah,
the
that's true.
planet. Once
Some
on some nameless human world.
Yep, some nameless human world a few years back, probably.
Did you glass the planet, or was it, was it one of humanity's rare victories?
And it probably got glassed.
Yeah, that's how it would go. You feel acutely aware that as, surrounded by ODSTs and Spartans, these are the best of the best. These are the strong boys. Every single one of you can handle the ODSTs. The demons would be tough. However, all of these people had literally every single day, including, for Lily and Morgan, literally their entire lives, trained to do nothing but kill you. And also, paradoxically, the very aliens they're about to board a ship and kill and die to save. Pancake!
Lily takes a deep breath, her stature literally changing to that of someone who seems ready to bulldoze an entire army down with her inhuman strength. Her eyes narrow beneath her helmet, locked on the Pelican drop door as she grips the Pelican support tightly, leaves a small dent in it.
Morgan seems, in comparison, I suppose calm is relative when it comes between the two of them. And again, the sort of sheen of their helmets not really showing any emotion. She's looking at her rifle, which she has neatly placed between her legs, just sort of looking down the barrel, and all she can think on the journey there is what these Angoi were doing 2 years before. A more positive side of her wants to think that these were slaves. Maybe they worked on some off-world factory, or maybe these are maybe they live peacefully in their homeland. But another, when thinking of these prisoners, thinks of her parents and the same Mongoi, which would completely glass planets and assist. And this dichotomy just sort of has her just looking melancholically down.
Pancake time. There we go. We've just been sort of vibing, getting back into character after 3 months.
Yep.
All right. You hear the Pelican pilots. That's somewhat hard to say. The Pelican pilots give a alarm that they're coming up on the Kigyar Raider ship now. To prepare for some shifting as they're about to board. The thrusters sound. You can feel the inertia swapping around as each of you sort of rocks back and forth in your rack, struggling to keep your feet on the blood tray. The Pelicans dock, and you hear a standby to circularize the orbit, because currently the Raider is preparing to re-enter Balajo and land, and you're trying to put it into an orbit. Each of you sort of rocks back in your harness as the Pelican makes the burn, which lasts about 45 seconds, maybe a minute at most, and then the Pelican drops a little airlock, a pressurized airlock, where ordinarily sort of hatch would be. Pressurizes the airlock, and explosive ordnance disposal, ODST, EODODST, places some C7 against the side of the Raider, pushes a button, blows open the wall, and who's gonna go first into the Kigyar Raider?
Spencer goes first.
Spencer goes first. What weapon are you taking?
What weapon will I take?
We'll have you have
Okay,
you.
assault
Yeah, sounds great. All right, you sort of
Dip Yap's
lead
going in second. Oh, sorry.
as it's all good. As Spencer, as you peer down, you can see your helmet readout says that it's quite warm there, uncomfortably warm by human standards, probably 35 C or about 90 degrees. Certainly much warmer than any Ungoi would be used to. But it is also completely lightless. Whatever little laser work the Sword of Unity did earlier, seems to have cut off power. However, the pressure is holding. Weapon stats, yes. Okay, so Swappy asks, what are the spy rules when it comes to rolling? You are -2 to hit. And then Morgan, the weapon stats ought to be from UMP. I believe they're no. They're in the Project Hunting doc on page 3 and 4.
Thank you.
So actually no. The human weapons are the same as their OpV UMP stats. The Covenant weapons are statted out on page 2 and 3 of the Hunting doc. So like an assault rifle in UMP is the same as an assault rifle in Hunting. Food nipple. Well, actually, Dip Yap, you peer in there. It's of course implausibly warm for you, uncomfortably warm for a grunt, but you smell the telltale smell of wherever Ungoi live, methane. Pancake. Pancake. Hello. I think we lost Pancake again.
Well, then if he's not going in second, I guess I.
All right. Pancake is gone. All right. Oh, wait. Okay. You smell methane.
If I takes a breath through his mask, and with a little snort, he looks over to. Oh, hold up, let me remember. He looks over to Spencer and says, "Methane. As to where they're keeping my fellow Ungoy. Please watch your fire, Second Lieutenant Harlow."
Northing.
And Dipiap is going to shake his needler, and the Sudanese crystals will pop out of the top.
As they
Do be
do.
careful. The Kenya Raiders are a crafty bunch. They'll be up, especially in zero-G environments. They'll be up high around corners. Everywhere you think you can look, there'll be one.
Over the radio, you hear an operations officer from the SPMTF. Sierra Detachment, you're go for spy. You may disappear on command. And then otherwise, I wait. I'm gonna wait for Lily to respond.
Confirmed. Spies a go. Morgan, let's go.
Dip Yap doesn't see this because he's already too far forward, but QN, you see before your very eyes the Spartans just disappear. Meanwhile, Dip Yap and Spencer enter the Kigar Raider. And they sort of as the lights are off, they can only see as far as their visors and flashlights are willing to go. Do you see the bubble effect?
Oh, I was joking. Sorry.
Like I know Minecraft. I know what that game is. As Dip Yap and the lieutenant enter the raider, first of all, lieutenant, all of the UNSC people, your visors and HUDs sort of wake up, and you can sort of the dumb AI that governs your armor sort of charts you a path following the trail of methane towards. Uh, Meanwhile, you begin making your way forward. Lily and Morgan, are you going to stay with the rest of the group, or are you going to break off?
Morgan would suggest this essentially from hand signals and taps on the shoulders to break off for a flank and see if we can assist the main group by taking them from behind.
So you go on sort of ahead into the side in order to get advanced recon on what's going on ahead of them. Lily and Morgan, as you proceed, you don't have to go very far. It's towards like actually the first major junction in the sort of network of dangerous, edgy wire and pipe strewn tubes that governs the internal of this raider. That actually you see there's sort of about a group of, you see maybe between 3 and 5 Keygyar just a little bit ahead of you that have kind of barricaded themselves in.
What's our narrative points looking like at this point?
Our points right now are looking like however well they're rolled for.
You got it, boss.
How many
Dipiap
do
will
you
roll
want me to
narrative
roll?
points.
Oh. Never mind.
I'm rolling a 10, right?
Yeah, out of 10.
8.
Out of 10.
Sorry, do we have a combat sheet for this? I forgot.
I'm trying to find it, but it's the we can't start a combat. Like, I don't want to start a combat we're not gonna finish, and we've only got like 20 minutes left, so
Okay,
we're gonna be doing cutscene combat for how yeah.
gotcha. In that case, oh,
Sorry.
They are directly forward of you. They are at a choke point. As far as you can, there's clearly some way to get behind them because they're right in front of a junction. But you haven't passed any branches off until this point.
Morgan's gonna
You've
hand
kind
Lily
of-
a grenade.
You've reached the vessel right at a dead end.
Dead end.
Does mean you can't be surrounded though. That's why you breached where you did.
Lily will take the grenade, approach as slowly as she can to the choke point while holding the pin, roll it in there to smoke them out.
Mhm. You toss it in, and I want you, Lily, to roll. Oh my goodness, grenades would be handled under ordnance. Roll me poise ordnance.
You want me to do it? I'll do it. Okay, hold on. Oh. Who can do it first?
The real Swappy has it.
Oh, darn.
Don't feel slow.
The real. No, Swappy is gone. I am what remains.
You are only the voice. The brain is talking.
The brains.
Play nice, both of you. All three of the Spartans. 3 successes. All right, so that goes against. This wouldn't be a contested roll actually, and so that you sort of perfectly drift the grenade through the barricade. It lands, and you hear sort of a very strange, right before the grenade detonates. You hear the grenade detonates, and you hear an extremely loud, pained bird screech coming from the other side.
Shit, I should have told you that wasn't a smoke.
That would be good to know first.
Well, Second Lieutenant, shall we go? And Dippyap is going to activate his shield gauntlet and rests his needler past it and not waddles, we're in a zero G environment. Kicks off and floats onwards.
Spencer just nods and gets moving.
There's two of the as Lily, as you clear the as you the three of you hear the grenade explosion, and then the all clear comes out from Morgan, the green light from ahead, the silent green light, because that's how the Spartans communicate. They never say anything over the radio, or only when complicated instructions need to come through. Otherwise, they just signify stop, go, or wait, just through blinking status lights in your visor, which is, profoundly unnerving, but that's how they do it. Meanwhile, Lily, you clear the barricade. 2 of the Kigyar were killed instantly. The other one is in complete hysterics, since one of its legs was taken off. I presume you, dispatch this without even thinking. Absolutely. Let's see what's ahead of that. Pulling up my little diagram of the ship here. Okay. You proceed through. Dip Yap QN, you are, aside from the explosion of the grenades, are proceeding forward as stealthily as you can. The lights are out, so stealth is on your own side. And, of course, Lily and Morgan can turn invisible on command, which helps a lot. You proceed forward, and the stench of methane gets stronger and stronger and stronger until who's leading right now? Who's going first?
I think at like the stench of methane getting stronger, Dip Yap kind of gets a little bit excited and pushes forward ahead of Spencer.
Good.
Spencer will allow it.
Work. Dip Yap, you come around the corner and you see a group of mostly Sangheili trying to knock down a door without like blowing it up. And you realize that the scent of methane that you've been hearing has actually been a false positive. Who is right behind Dip Yap? Is it
Spencer is.
well? Who's the close? Who's the Spencer? You see
Mhm.
something that like you've seen in pictures before, but that you've never actually like seen before. Because the Sangheili are just kind of standing around, while something, it's like, oh, this is going to be tough to describe. It's sort of like a bunch of sticky blue flesh balloons all stuck together underneath like a metal carapace, and it's got sort of like a head like a kind of like some kind of eel, 6 eyes on each side, no visible mouth, while a series of 7 tentacles reaches out from under it, trying to manipulate the door, because all the Sangheili and humans all brought explosives, and they need to not blow up whatever is on the other side of the door. Dip Yap, you realize this creature instantly, because you speak their language and are one of the main translators. This is Impractically Light, the Huragok of Sword of Unity.
Got you. So something I need to
Okay, so
shoot.
these are all
Spencer
friendlies.
raises his rifle.
These are all friendlies, right? Because I
Yes, yeah,
recognize
these
this
are
Horogok.
yes,
Do I recognize all the Sangheili around them?
you don't recognize you don't like recognize them per se, but they are all wearing the distinctive maroon and white armor of the Swords of Sanghelios.
Dip Yap is going to quite forcibly and surprisingly, from what Spencer would hear about grunts, grab Spencer's rifle and slowly but inexorably drag it down. What are you doing, human? These are our men. That's what was the Horogok's name again?
Impractically Light.
Impracticably light. And he's going to kick off and announce himself. Well, I see we've met Beta House, and he's going to sing into the Horogok. How are you, my friend?
And Light, we're just gonna call him Light.
Yeah.
Turns to you, and starts articulating his tentacles in like a spasmodic way, holding each sign for like precisely 0.7 of a second before moving on. Light signs to you that it's sort of like Ungoy on other side, trying to get through without decompressing. Slow work.
And then Dip Yap signs back. Very well. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. And he's going to basically hop from foot to foot, very excited for Impracticably Light to continue his work.
It one of the ODSTs, what's his name? Kowalski. Sort
Come
of.
on, we got a Kowalski here.
There's a running gag with the Marine and ODST names. I'm wondering how long it'll take someone to notice. Sort of nudges Lieutenant Harlow in the side and is like, "Hey, Lieutenant, what the
Yeah.
fuck is that?"
I ain't seen it before. Just full security.
Can Dip Yap over here?
They know what they
Can
are.
Dip Yap over here? This.
No, this is on team comm.
Yeah.
Uh, Dip Yap is going to speak to the other Sangheli in Sanghelios, or yeah, that's the language, right?
Yeah. New. So there's sort of two strands of Sangheli. There's like modern Sangheli, which only the Sangheli speak, and then there's old Sangheli, which is the lingua franca of the Covenant.
Yeah. Any issues, my friends? Getting in, of course. Impracticably, light has filled me in the current situation.
It's slow going. The Hurlock needs time in order to pressurize both sides. The Gongoi on the inside don't have masks. Our understanding is that this is to prevent escape.
Those detestable King Yob brigands will make them pay. And there's a snort as he inhales on his mask.
The only superior present is like, we need to get back to that. Perhaps it would be better for us to attempt to bring the ship down to the surface, or somehow bring a bunch of ongoing masks over here.
See, yes, I. And
Currently, the
Dipyap brings
Hurlock
his. Wait, Dipyap brings his hand to his mask and rubs his quote unquote chin. A very human gesture, oddly enough. I see. You should speak with the humans we are accompanied with. They are currently bringing it about in orbit, bringing it to orbit, from what I've understood.
I will communicate with the shipmaster. The sort of saying Healy turns to himself. Healy turns to the others and sort of is working out with Shipmaster Vadim and Captain Mifune what sort of the best course of action is here. At which point, Light turns to you again, Dipyap, and excitedly signs, "I have contact." What should we say?
Tell them Deacon Dipyap is eagerly awaiting to see our compatriots, and the situation will be resolved shortly.
The Light takes some time to communicate this to the prisoners, and then returns and says, "They need water."
I see. I see. Um, hmm, Tell them we will provide it at earliest convenience. There still is an active combat scenario on the ship. We do not wish to make them suffer any longer, but other needs must be met first. Safety of all, of course.
The Hurugok, like it was nothing, just sort of nods to you and then sort of communicates somehow to the prisoners, and then the signs to you. Hold on, let me pull up my Covenant units of time measurement real quick because I always forget them because they're very non-intuitive. We should have them breached and out of here in about half a unit. For the humans in the audience, that's about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, the sort of thing they've reckoned out to do, there are enough. The raider, the Shipmaster Vadim reckons that the raider actually, it would be sort of a decent gift to the Ungoli government because they don't have any ships. So they've decided to very gently re-enter the ship onto Tabakera, which is the capital of Balajo, so main and only city on Balajo, and sort of very delicately drop it outside the town and then release the prisoners there so that they can, breathe. But in order for this to be done, we need to make positively certain that there are absolutely no Kigyar alive on this ship. So Litvak comes over the radio and says, Sierra Detachment, ODA hull jumpers, take 20 minutes and secure the ship, stem to stern. Nothing alive except you, the swords, and the prisoners.
He just gives it acknowledged.
All right. Are you gonna? What's the team split gonna be?
Lily's been waiting to hear that all day. Acknowledged.
Let's see. Marines. I get the Marines with me. I would say headhunters to the bridge. Marine grunt and elite with me.
One Marine?
Marines.
Oh, okay, Marine. The Marines hang out with the Marines are gonna come alongside with you.
Morgan's
Sort of actually no.
actually going
3
to
squads
stop.
of the
So I didn't mean to interrupt, but Morgan's gonna stop, and in a sort of again, the only communication Morn has had verbally was with Lily, but sort of out of character to the Marines and specifically to the second lieutenant. Should we not leave the captain alive?
Lieutenant, this is something you from OCS you should know that you should radio up and get clarification on this first.
I see.
Right. Ready up. This is Spencer.
This is Balajo. This is SPMTF Balajo Actual. Says you hear Litvak's voice. What can I do for you, Spencer?
Do we need the captain alive?
Wait one, need to consult with Captain. You, after a few seconds. Our friend, the xenocultural attaché, recommends capture of the ship Mistress.
Acknowledged.
The Lily and Morgan, I suppose you're independently breaking off and heading for the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, headhunters are going to do better by themselves, seeing as they can stealth, and we can't.
So, Dippy-Up, are you going to stay, or are you going to go with the gang?
I think it would be beneficial if Dipiap went with the headhunters, just so he can attempt to get them to surrender, because he speaks their language. And also,
Good point.
it's
All right. Lily, more. Do you suggest this
being
verbally?
able to look a King Yar, justice, and also to look a King Yar shipmistress in the eyes and know that a grunt and 2 demons bested her would be the sweetest bliss imaginable for an Ungoi.
Also, for the record, yeah, okay. Morgan, what do you say?
Un momento. Actually, just skip me. It's good.
All right, Lieutenant, you, QN, one squad of Marines, and then a small demi-lance of Sang Healy. Proceed. Actually, you're going to head not towards the bridge. You're going to leave that to the headhunters, but you're going to head to the very bow of the ship, sort of moving forward as you go. Most especially, you hear from Litvek that your auxiliary targets are the navigation information of the ship, especially where, if you can find out where they slip space jumped here to, that can provide a very good analysis of where to go next. In terms of breaking up Kigar slavery rings. So you're
Right.
gonna head to the bow of the ship. And
Yeah,
then
that's
the
what we shall
threes
head
and Dip Yap are going. Okay. And the threes and Dip Yap will go to the bridge. Let's go with. Let's see. So in one party, there is only one person live chatting, and then in the other party, I think we got everyone. All right, QN and Spencer. You go side by side, moving up to the front of the bridge. Much like as you one of the because you got a squad of Marines with you as well. Not Marines, ODSTs. And so as you go forward, it's actually relatively straightforward. These jackals are really bad at CQC, on account of all the hollow bones. And then Spencer, you thought you cleared the room. You thought all of the jackals had stopped moving. But as you turn to exit the room, I want you to roll grit and awareness with a malice of 1.
awareness. And that will be 4 failures.
You feel a searing pain in your right shoulder.
Spencer's immediately going to turn to his right, aim his rifle.
A jackal is trying to chew off your right arm.
Oh, well, I'm going to punch it in the face.
All right, roll grit and which one's the fighting one? Melee, grit and melee, -1.
Right. Should be the same thing here. That'll be a 5. 6. 2 successes.
All right, so you don't manage to it's not a real it's an awkward punch, right? You're trying to punch right next to your face with your non-dominant, trying to punch yourself in your own shoulder with your non-dominant hand. It's a really tough move to get off. You don't really make a square connection, but you do manage to shove the jackal off.
Right.
Jackal's turn, actually, QN's turn now. Oh, Spencer, I do want you to take 2 body damage.
Gotcha. Trying to lock this down. I haven't done that in a while. How do I lock this down properly?
Hmm?
It's in
Oh, so yeah, to the right of body, right down 5. In that cell to the right of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. That's what I want you to do. Tuen, your turn.
Yep. So I see this jackal kind of get pushed off, and he tried to, I guess, punch it. Didn't really work too well.
No, did not manage to punch it. Did successfully shove it off.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna grab the jackal and just throw it into the wall, I guess.
Okay. We'll go with Wrath Athletics for that. Actually, we're gonna make that Grit Athletics.
Great. And I'm rolling a d6, right?
You were gonna be rolling 2d6.
Yeah, 2d6. So 5 successes.
5 successes?
Yep.
Great. You pick up the jackal by its neck, fling it onto the floor, and then hear every little hollow bone in its body snap as it sort of takes 4 or 5 shuddering breaths and then goes still.
That's probably something I've done a few times.
Probably. The thing about Kigyar is that they weigh like nothing. Like like an exceptionally heavy Kigyar is like only like the heaviest a Kigyar can like realistically get is like 200 pounds, and most of them are far less than that. So Spencer, you're bleeding quite badly from your shoulder. Hurts a lot.
Well,
What do you do?
guess I'll get some biofoam.
We're gonna work around. All right? You get out the biofoam and you sort of roll a keen medicine.
Medicine. That's the same threshold. All right, well, that's 2 successes.
What'd you roll?
Let's see, you say keen medicine, right?
Keen medicine. Yeah, your
Oh,
threshold is
sorry.
4.
I forgot. I was
So
looking
that's
at.
it.
Yeah,
It
I was
just
looking at
seems
melee again.
somewhat improbable that you could like 4 successes. That
Nah,
seems improbable.
I was looking at the roll right under it.
Yeah, happens.
And any malices?
Nope.
All right, well, I got a 3, so that's 2.
All right, you successfully pack the wound with biofoam. You're out of commission, so bump your damage up to 6. But you are you're gonna have a pretty heavy penalties moving forward because if you break the wound, you'll start bleeding again and maybe die. So let's keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
Chuen, you've just seen a dazzlingly honorable display from a human. He shed his blood with honor. They're not really supposed to like do that because like your understanding is that humans are basically some type of weird like worm that like wears like worms that wear armor and have absolutely no sense of courage or bravery whatsoever. So, what are you thinking of that display of cleverness you just saw there?
I'll probably give him a little nod. He's probably thinking um, something more along the lines like maybe some can show courage after all.
Do you
But he'll
verbalize
just
any of this?
and he'll just nod his head at Spencer and
All right,
maybe I'll
swapping over to.
take.
Mhm.
Oh, I said maybe you should let me go first.
Take point if you want to.
Very
All
well.
right, moving over from action hero group to trauma group. Morrigan, Dip-Yap, Lily. You
Sorry,
gradually are proceeding. Thankfully, the bridge of every Covenant vessel is like is always in exactly the center, because Covenant, they put their bridges on the most protected part of the ship, whereas humans are obsessed with windows, and so always put their bridges like right where they can get shot and stuff. Which has the advantage of not knowing where it is, I guess, boarding action. I've sort of entered Dip Yap, Morrigan, Lily. What is it just awkward silence as you progress toward the bridge, or?
Yeah. Dip-Yap is sort of, trying to start conversation with the two terrifying demons next to him, but he does have an idea.
Lily is
I
actively trying to ignore you.
Yes, I figured. But Dip-Yap has an idea. Demons, I'm sorry, Spartans, force of habit. With you being invisible, they'd only see me. And mayhaps that would put them off guard, thinking, oh, a single lonely Ungoy walked into the bridge. What's the threat? But I do have an idea on how to end this without further bloodshed. The ship mistresses are vain, detestable creatures, but she might have a brood back on one of the many pirate holdouts these King Young raiders have, and she might not be willing to die just yet. I suggest I ask them to surrender, and if they shoot at me, you kill them. But of course, we must capture the shipmistress alive. This is a great political victory.
Wouldn't
What do you think?
you're assuming that they're going to ask questions first and shoot after?
But the sight of a single lowly Ungoy would possibly keep them off guard. And then if they try the aggressive route, you can just kill them.
Morgan looks at Lily, who I can only assume finds the idea of Dip Yap like walking in, blowing up, and then having the two of them clear the room afterwards, probably in her favor. And then Morgan looks at Dip Yap, who she's gonna give a hesitant thumbs up.
Wonderful.
Dip-Yap, can you tell the humans
Interspecies.
part?
Mm,
Because you haven't seen their faces. So
not really. He just calls them Spartans. Until he sees their
Not
faces,
demons.
then he will know their names.
Not demons.
Not demons.
Morgan, what do you think of the plan? And Lily, but Morgan, you talk first. While Swappy types.
Again, like Morgan said,
I'm back.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
Vincent, you're fired.
Oh my god!
Not
Oh my god!
joking,
I'm
joking.
done. I'm done.
I'm back. Okay, hi. Sorry, my phone literally died right as I was fucking running into the into the room. But yes, as
Perfect
Morgan
timing.
surmised, the idea of Dip Yap saying something, then getting shot to death is very much in her favor.
But are you gonna let it happen? Are you gonna let your translator die?
I guess not if we have to capture the ship. Mm,
We have to capture and fly the ship.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. Yeah, we don't know how to fly the ship, so I guess we have to. Sigh.
It's really sad that Vinny blew up just now, like tragically.
Morgan will think to herself that Well, actually, if the translator dies, that's going to be really bad.
That's a problem.
And the translator is putting himself in a position where he's very susceptible to dying.
Are you so? Do you voice these concerns?
I have an idea, and it's a bit. What if instead of it's you walking in by yourself, one of us walks in front of you? That way, if anybody does decide to shoot you, they will.
No. I wasn't thinking of walking in by myself, but as well, cannot see. Both of you can turn invisible. You just walk in with me. They won't be none the wiser. It's dark. And when they shoot, we shoot.
Do you trust the Ungoy enough to, not get himself immediately shot? Just sort of looking at Lily. Though.
Lily's gonna turn her head as she's like walking ahead of them, and she's gonna look to the Ungoy and she says, I have two experiences when it comes to Ungoy. One, when they're cornered, they try to kill themselves. B, they run for cover. As long as you do option 2, I'm fine.
Exactly. The old Ungoy adage. When in doubt, flee.
It's canon, by
But
the way.
I have
Contact harvest.
that is canon. Contact hours. But of course, I put my full trust in you. If interspecies cooperation can be achieved, I would gladly, and will gladly put my faith in both of you.
You approach the armored door of what is certainly the potted bridge. And because it's a Halo game, just like as you get close to it, it just opens. Because
That makes like the weird. It goes from like
Whoop.
blue to green. It makes the weird boom noise and then
Yeah,
opens.
it's you ever played Love? It's a truth and reconciliation door. They're purple and they turn white and then they open.
Hmm.
Basically, as soon as it opens, a shower of plasma pistol and needle fire sort of flies past the door, trying to suppress who's ever trying to get through it. The inhabitants of the bridge have clearly been expecting this for some time, ever since they were boarded.
Dipyap kicks back and has the energy gauntlet already up and tries to float into cover while yelling in the Kingya language, "Ship mistress, it'd be wiseable for you to surrender."
You hear a screeching, untranslatable Kigyar. You hear one of 38 Kigyar slurs for Ungoy in response.
Think about your brood, ship mistress. Where would they be without a den mother?
You hear the grackles.
Yeah, that's very. That is a grackle is a very appropriate
The
thing for Kingyar
jackals.
speech.
Yeah, that is actually. You hear the grackles of the Kigyar sort of discussing with each other, and then in very broken old Sangheili, what you presume the shipmistress by her deeper voice says, "I'll go. All of us come, or nobody."
Morgan's gonna, like, look over at Dipyap. Like, the first expression being a sort of, like, I told you so, but that doesn't get clarified because of the helmet. And then the second, like a hesitant nod with, like, the hand out. And then she does the little cutthroat signal while nodding.
Dipyap nods and then, in his best human sign language, let's see if they surrender.
Just
And then Dipiap is going to speak up. Come on out then. Throw your weapons out first.
You hear sort of a clatter, a clatter and jingle of plasma pistols and needlers falling to the ground. Sorry, I've always my whole life called needlers crystal pistols, and I'm currently fighting every instinct I have in my body to not say that right now.
I think they are referred to that in shorthand.
Never canonically.
Mm.
That I'm aware of at least. But you only hear this. You can't visually confirm it.
Mm. Come on out.
You first.
Dipiap's going to look over to Morgan.
Morgan's gonna
And
turn
then-
on invisibility. And then come.
And then
You go first.
Oh, no, that's actually exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, Morgan's gonna turn on invisibility and go on inside.
Morgan, you see a gaggle of 3 male and 2 female Sangheili Kigyar. The males are brandishing energy cutlasses, which for either contact harvest or halo lone wolf heads. The non-contact is basically just like one blade of needler crystal that you can use as a short-range melee weapon.
Okay, so they are not completely unarmed.
No, actually, they're hella armed.
I assume
Trying to
they're
ambush you.
yeah. Can I just have Lily, suddenly one of the fucking Kigyar gets grabbed by the head and is lifted up and just gets crushed?
The male Kigyar and younger female Kigyar just start screaming and trying to clamber over each other to get out of the bridge. One Kigyar female, the older one presumably, stands her ground. The older female Kigyar, presumably the ship mistress, stands her ground.
Can Morgan
I'm
on
the
their
reason
way
to
out?
die over this ship, mistress. Oh, sorry.
Die now, or let the Arbiter take me prisoner and die later. She holds out her wrists to be arrested. I'll take my odds. Lily and Morgan, you're gonna, I presume, zip tie her and take her back to, one of the ships.
Oh yeah, I think Lily is going to, fighting every urge in her body to actually, you know what, Morgan's probably the one most fitted to actually arrest them. I think they're just gonna see 2 demons I want to basically fucking put the fear of God in them to basically try it. Try anything, I drop you.
Do you know how hunters will tie up chickens or pheasants and then put them on their belt?
Mm-hmm. You're not tall enough to do that.
Not tall enough to do
yes.
that?
No. Jackals are actually much taller than they seem. They are
6 feet.
Yeah, they're 6 feet
Yeah, they're
tall.
spindly. I mean, keep in mind,
they're spindly, but they're tall. Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, Ungoi are on average 4 feet 6.5 inches to 5'6".
No, that's the thing. Is
Dipiap
John
2'5".
Halo is 8 feet tall, and so all the aliens are short in Halo. They're not
Yeah.
short. I'm trying to find the picture of Taras with the aliens.
Okay, Morgan will zip tie the ship mistress and still pick her up over the shoulder.
Wasn't this a much better resolution? Now, mistress, if you could get the rest of your Kingyan to surrender so they're not slaughtered mercilessly by the hordes of humans and Sangheili running amok aboard your ship.
Very well. She sends out a call in sort of that horrible grackling speech that the key gear speak to each other in. She can clearly there's like something weird going on, and she said, "They're not listening. They think it's a trick."
And Dippy Up is going to wander over to one of the consoles and find the intercom button and press it down. And clears his throat, the methane mask making it sound a little weird. Attention all, and he's going to speak in Old Singhili. Attention all
Okay. Oh
Kenya
my
Raiders.
gosh. Sorry. Tired finally posted the picture of Taras next to all the aliens. I've met this guy. He's very nice. I've actually worked with him on a few projects before. He's a Halo YouTuber.
But yes, Dipiap is going to speak in Old Singhili over the ship intercom. Attention all Kenya Raiders. Your bridge has been seized and your ship mistress and under ship mistress have both been taken captive. They are being treated properly. If you wish to share this fate, lay down your weapons. If not, I cannot guarantee the vast, brutal, and downright horrid fates await you at the hands of my compatriots. It is my. Sorry. Just imagine he's snorting in methane while talking. It is my compassion and desire for interspecies cooperation that led to such a lenient fate. If you wish to survive this and leave this hunk of asteroid you call a ship alive, I recommend you take the same option as your ship mistress, lay down your arms, and surrender immediately.
Roll your choice of either keen and tact. No. Either keen and intimidation or tact and performance.
All right. What is my performance? My performance is 5. I completely forgot I gave him this spread. Okay, so I'm going to go tact and performance.
Absurdly theatrical.
I mean, look at grunts, man.
Oh my god! I love. Sorry, I not to deviate. Every each of the species are called something else in French. Like the French translations of Halo terminology are famously loose. Grunts in French are grognards, as in which is like the word for a veteran in French, which is very interesting. In Spanish, it's the peons, which is funny. All right, make your roll.
All right, it is a 6/8, so 3 degrees of success.
You hear a crackling over the Lily Morrigan. You hear a crackling of the radio. Major Litvak, this is Sergeant. One sec. Ferreira. Some of the jackals are trying to surrender. What do we do? Then sort of you hear Litvak sort of pace for a minute, sort of stand by, need to consult with the captain and shipmaster. Several minutes pass. Lily Morrigan, how you feeling about our friend's little speech here?
Morgan can just fucking Morgan, like they've been each other for now. Morgan can tell that Lily is very, 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 very annoyed that that fucking grunt managed to convince them to surrender instead of letting her do what she wants to do, which is kill people. She's very stable at the moment. Well, she's very annoyed. She's annoyed. Morgan can tell she's annoyed. You see Lily as like this is happening in the quiet, just on the corner of one of the ships, and she just fucking bangs on the wall, and there's a fucking dent in it.
Morgan, ship mistress on her shoulder, like puts a hand on Lily's shoulder and is like, over to Dip Yap. You were able to resolve the situation peacefully. I wonder why you didn't do that during the war.
You can tell by Dipiap's face that there's a smile, and then when Morgan says that, it instantly fades. And Dipiap breathes in and lets out a sigh. Well, if the Ungoy had any seat on the council beyond religious, we might have been able to make that happen. But unfortunately, the Ungoy had no influence whatsoever in the greater hierarchy of the Covenant. I wish that the conflict between our species was different, but no power, no influence. It is neither here nor there.
Dip Yap, Lily, Morrigan, with the ship mistress over your shoulder, you return to where the prisoners are being held. Light has managed to put up an airlock of sorts, and so the swords are able to get food aid and water in and out since they're all in ranger harness. You, Lily, Morgan, you realize you've never seen Sangheili kids before. As you can see them through the airlock on the other side, there's a little window. And you see dead mothers cuddled together, chained together with numbers of little tiny little gruntlets. Starving, clearly. You've seen grunts before, and you presume grunts aren't well fed in general, and these ones are even smaller, thinner, paler than any you've ever seen. There's an ODST who's pressurized his armor and he's gone into the methane chamber. He's there with an angle grinder, trying to take the chains off. And you sort of look in front of you. You've taken a covey as a prisoner. You're working to free grunts. Humanity was at war just 2 months ago, an existential war 2 months ago that it was losing. And you sort of look at this view in front of you, Lily, Morgan, Spencer, Dip Yap, and Quinn.
Yep, is in the airlock, tending to his fellow Ungoy. He has his mask off. He's speaking gently to the grunt children, sharing what water and what he has on him, food nipple, etc. He is fulfilling his role as a deacon once more, consoling the Ungoy.
And
So,
Mhm.
honestly, as Lily looks at Ungoy and Chain area and everything, it's utterly ridiculous to her how it's just in 2 months her whole purpose in life has changed from to destroying and killing these aliens, these enemies, these people that took away her family and home, and now she's looking at this, at seeing the starved and chained up Ungoy. Maybe just a small part of her that was scared and alone on her home planet as they were evacuating desperately, and then before she was taken in by the Spartan 3 program, feels a slight tinge of empathy, just a tinge, as she is going to enter the chamber, look to the ODST, was it?
Yep.
With the
An
angle grinder,
ODST
and
named McGowan.
Lily is going to just look as, these Ungor are staring at a demon, right? And she's going to grab the one by one and just start breaking them with her inhuman strength. Just chunk, 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 chunk.
And with that, your screens fade to black because you just finished the mission.
one of his feet is tapping as he's not happy about this situation. He's remembering when his planet burned. He's keeping silent, but just also keeping watch for anything else.
And I have to be asleep in 20 minutes. So that will be that for now. Until next time.
I won't be there next time.
You won't be. I mean, you can if you want.
Yeah.
It's slightly awkward having an odd number of characters because I usually plan scenes in pairs. So
Hey, do you want another character? I could jump in. No, I'm joking.
most certainly, this is
Maybe
now
not.
the only campaign I'm involved in half a campaign right now, so I'm relatively available as the leader of Red Team. So,
Well, hey,
Turning recording off in
know,
3, 2, 1.